What is up, guys? It is Asian Mr. Beast back with another video. Today is day 2 of Notice Me Senpai Sykunno. For those of you guys who are new and joining us, basically I'm just going to keep making videos until Sykunno knows me, but I'm usually going to be doing exercise of some sort, exercise or workout. But as I do it, it's going to be boring, so I'm going to be giving you guys some Asian Mr. Beast life advice. Sort of. Not really. Today's topic, very, very simple. What do you want to be when you grow up? It's a very big question to ask. I don't know, a lot of people ask me that all the time. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What's your job? Vocation? What do you want to do? What's your dream? Da 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 da. So, as you guys know, my audience is all adults who are going to be either adults one day or will eventually become adults or already adults. So, I think this is a big question to answer, but with all the life experience that I have, hopefully I can impart some wisdom for you guys. The exercise I'm going to be doing today, it's something that I used to do from a very long time, from the sport that I used to compete in. I guess you could call it a sport, but basically it's exercise. So we're going to go to transitioning. I'm still sore from working out yesterday, so we're using like 2-pound weights, but this will mean some stuff. Oh yeah, I also have like a bookshelf over there, as they call it, knowledge. But yeah, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I'm also going to have some music on, only because I need to get into rhythm, but also it'll make sense later. What am I doing? I'm flat, tippy-toed. So right now I'm on my tippy toes. Oh, this is weird. Okay, this will do. I'm on my tippy toes and I'm just going to hold. Kind of. Yeah, I'm just going to hold. Easy, no problem. I'm not going to really look down on you guys. I'm just going to look in this general direction. Alright. Oh my god, there's ads. Oh my god, there's ads on this video. It's terrible. Whatever. Alright, so, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, this will make more sense. I don't need the music for now. So, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, a lot of people ask that question a lot. Basically, you get asked that question really early on as like a kid, or when you're older. That question never really stops being asked. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What's your dream? What's your aspiration? What's your goals? You know, the whole shebang, you know, the whole 9 yards. I'm so weak, even standing on my tippy toes holding this is a pain in the butt. But, what was I going with this? Yes, what do you want to do when you grow up? So, this comes down to like a very Eastern philosophy and Western. And by Eastern, I mean like Asian, like China, Korean, Japanese, and by Western, I mean more like American, Canadian, European, that sort of philosophy. So, I'm born here in Canada, but my parents are from China. So they were brought up along the lines of, in order to become successful, you have to go to school, get a good education that will then lead to a good job. So you don't want to get educated in like arts, because arts won't get you a good job. So you want to get educated as like a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, an engineer, you know, the usual jobs, right? And then what you want to do is you want to, you know, work 9 to 5 for like about 40 years-ish, and then retire with a good pension and, you know, have a wife, have a kid, have a dog, white picket fence, etc. Sort of the stereotypical American dream. However, in Western philosophy, not always the same, but more so this Western philosophy teaches you more to like follow your dream, follow your passion, you know, find out what your passion is, what you want to do, you know, do what you want to do. And I found that the biggest difference with the two philosophy is that my parents, they were all self-sacrificing in the sense that, you know, they gave up everything to be able to give me the life that I could have because they could not have it. Because growing up, they had poverty, they were in China, so sort of communism and, you know, all that fun stuff. And that's why they decided to move over here to Canada. You know, better life, or quality of life. And then here I am, growing up over here, having given everything that my parents would have ever wanted, you know. Free healthcare, free education to some extent. You know, a lot of benefits that come with being Canadian, right? But the problem is, growing up, the question of what do you want to do, it's so tippy-toe hurts. Growing up, the problem was that I was not a quote-unquote smart kid. I'm still tippy-toeing, by the way. So growing up, I wasn't exactly a smart kid. So I didn't really care for school. I was like a kid. I didn't do well with English, so I was in ESL, which was basically like English as a second language, which is true, because my parents only spoke Chinese at home and I only spoke Chinese, and that's what I learned. It wasn't until I went to school did I pick up the language naturally, but not properly, right? So if you ever ask me to write an essay, I can't do that for you. My grammar is terrible in terms of like written. I can articulate myself, but I definitely can't write a cohesive like essay or anything like that. Where was I going with this? Yes. What do you want to do? Well, my parents instilled in me at a very young age that lawyers, doctors, accountants, astronauts, you know, big paying jobs were the stuff that, what do you call it? Were the stuff that, or were the job that you wanted to aim for. However, I knew at a very young age that I wasn't smart and book smart, but I was a complete idiot. Oh god, this is difficult. Whew. I was a complete idiot. The problem was my grades reflected that I was kind of not smart. I was kind of dumb. So, everything changed when my parents figured out how the American grading system works. Oh, I'm still tippy-toeing. Whew, this is difficult. So what do I mean by that? So in China, their grading system is based off of percentages. So like 90%, 85%, 65%. There's no A, B, C, C minus, C plus. They don't do that there. It's just all numbers. So like 100% is like great job, and everything else below 100 is like get out of the house, kick you out of the family kind of thing, right? You know, jokes aside, but essentially my parents did not understand that once you come over to like Canada, America, the grading system here, it goes by like A's, B's, C plus, C minus, and that's your grading system. So they didn't know that there was like an actual percentage attributed to it. So for the first few years of my life as a student, or maybe like a year or two, I was doing okay in the sense that my parents never bothered me because they didn't know how the grading system works. The moment they found out that a C minus is like 50 to 59%, and I had quite a few of those on my report card, they really, you know, dropped the hammer. And, you know, good old, what do you call it? What's the term? Discipline. There you go, that's the word, discipline. And the problem was that I never studied in school, and I never really cared for school. So growing up, I knew for a fact that I was not going to be a lawyer, doctor, accountant really early on. Because number one, I had no idea what those jobs really were, and number two, I had no idea what the pay was, and number three, I just didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, the heck, I was like 8 years old at the time. Like, how the heck am I supposed to know what I'm going to do in the next, or what job I'm going to have in like 10 years later? Like, holy moly, like, that's like so far out there, right? So, the question, what do you want to do? I find that we get too bogged down on what we want to do, and we don't really ever ask ourselves the question of like, why we want to do it. This is getting hard. Why we want to do it. By the way, I'm still tippy-toeing. Oh my god. Why we want to do it. So, we're taught at a very young age, find out what makes you happy, what do you want to do, what are you good at. And usually that translates to some sort of subject like PE, math, science, English, or whatever. And by default, you think, if I'm good at science, I should become a scientist. If I'm good at math, I should probably become an accountant. If I'm good at gym, maybe I should become like an NBA basketball player. You know, the usual. Like if you have some sort of innate talent or some sort of a skill set that puts you above the rest, I find that, sure, okay, those seems like plausible answers. But as you get older, you find out that talent at a young age don't matter as much. Because then as you get older, people with less talent who've worked harder then surpass you, which is really strange, but it's just kind of how it is, right? I'm going with this, yes. What do you want to do? So, growing up, I always knew I didn't want to go to school. School was a terrible idea for me because my parents really pushed me to take the academic route, but I did not want to pursue the academic route. That was not really what I wanted to do. And as a result, I just played games, video games. That was basically me, and that might be what most of you guys are going through too. You're in that phase of like, I'm not that smart in school, but I know I'm not an idiot. But I know I'm not going to do well in school. I don't plan to like do well in school. And there are those of you guys who might be great in school, and you're like, I know exactly what I want to do. I'm going to become older, I want to help people, I'm going to be a doctor, and I'm going to save lives. You know, good on you, more power to you. But I'm sure like the majority of people, even the people who are younger and older, or maybe even older than me, they have no idea what they really want to do because they're just so lost and confused. Because most of us are completely, absolutely lost and confused with what we really want to do. with our life. And, I don't blame you guys, and I don't blame myself for it, because, I'm still tippy-toeing. This is getting difficult. Okay, you can do this, Mr. Beast, you can do it. Where's it going on with this? Yes, not knowing what or why you want to do the things you do. Because, oh my god, this tippy-toeing thing is difficult. Okay, so, not knowing what you want to do, and why it's so difficult. Here's the thing. Most of us grow up having a rough idea of what we're good at, We have some sort of skill, some sort of asset, or, talent that makes us good at something, and by default we should think that we should monetize it and make it a job, but then usually what ends up happening is then that becomes boring, because then we're forced to do it, and no longer is we're doing it out of passion, but we're doing it for a paycheck. And you guys who are adults eventually, or who are going to become adults, you guys are going to have to do something called, pay your bills and pay your taxes, which is something that don't teach you in school properly, but that's another story for another time. But continuing on, school does not prepare you properly for how to live the life you want to do, and success for everyone's a little bit different. So what you want is different from what I want, and what I think is success is what someone else thinks is different for their success. So ultimately, it is a huge, the blind leading the blind. However, this comes back to, do we need to find out what our passion is, or is our passion already inside of us? To be honest, I don't have a good answer. I personally would feel pretty hypocritical telling you guys what the answer is, because even I'm not too sure what the answer is, right? I'm just a dude here holding weights, trying to get the attention of another man, which sounds kind of weird when you put it that way, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to be feeding you guys improper information that could affect you negatively, and I don't want you guys to be taking everything I say to heart too literally, right? This is getting difficult. Okay. Quick break. As you can see on my forehead, I am sweating. Oh my god, okay. Oh yeah, getting back to the conversation. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Ultimately, I've gone on quite a tangent talking, but let's just simplify it. You need to figure out why you want to do the things you want to do, because most people only know what they want to do, but they don't know why they want to do it. And that usually ends up giving you this weird sense of empty, hollow feeling inside yourself, okay? One of the reasons why I decided to open up a YouTube channel and, share my life with everyone is because this was the best way for me to be able to articulate myself in a way that I could be, how would you say it? Articulate myself in a way where I could be able to potentially add some value / entertainment for the people out there in the world, which is, in a sense, adding value to people in the world, sort of, right? So ultimately, I remember some military guy saying this, but he basically said, what was the thing? He basically said, if you don't know, what you want to do or what your passion is, he just said, go out there and help people. And that's just kind of stuck with me, because I do come from you could say a military background of sorts, and that really stuck with me, because I was like, well, if you don't know what to do, and you don't know what to do with your life, you don't know how to find motivation or passion, the guy was just like, go out there and help people. And I was like, all right, sure. So here we are now in whatever the year this is, 2021, I guess, helping people via throwing money at kids, sort of, and also doing these types of videos where I can instill a sense of, maybe not instill, but give you guys a different perspective of that who has grown up in a household where the old school mentality of nose to the grindstone, 40 years, find a good job, 9 to 5, live the American dream life, versus the new age, you could say, mentality of finding your dream, finding your passion, and pursuing that, and that will one day eventually get you to a point where you can make money to be able to, like, what do you call it, money so that you can pay your bills and also live the life that you could not normally have typically doing a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, that's kind of a video. I'm sweating. I'm kind of tired. Yeah, hopefully this helps. This is Asian Mr. Beast signing off for now. I need to stretch. I think I'm gonna cramp. Alright, later. Bye, guys. See you later. Asian Mr. Beast, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe, ring that bell notification button to make sure you stay up to date with new videos and also more giveaways.
Okay.